Hi everyone and welcome to part 30 of my GTA LCS special vehicle guide. Now in this video I'm going to show you how to obtain the bulletproof, fireproof, explosion-proof speeder. It's a pretty tricky vehicle to obtain, especially if you're on the PS2. The PS2 users are going to have a harder time obtaining this than the PSP users, simply because of, the garage restoring blowing up vehicles issue that the PS2 users have. But never fear, it's not so bad if you follow my tips. It's a little bit tricky sometimes. I'd rate this 4.5 star, maybe, but yeah, it's definitely not a 5 star. Now, you need to have a sniper rifle. Go to ammunition and buy one. You should certainly have enough money by now to buy a sniper. If for some reason you can't, you can always go to Hepburn Heights and do the unique jump over the L train track and just get onto that scaffolding and, get a sniper from the top of the building. Now, this is pretty fiddly, so you need to be very careful. Now, you're supposed to be chasing someone in a boat. Now, the boat they have is the bulletproof, fireproof, explosion-proof speeder. So go quite slowly towards it. When you see the red arrows, slow down immediately. Now, get your sniper out, and you need to snipe the driver. Even if you can't see him, you can guess where he is. Don't worry, the boat doesn't detect gunshots. There you go. Now go towards the boat. I have heard rumours that some versions of the game teleport you straight back to the mainland and you can't pick up this boat. But yeah, I'm sorry if that happens on your game, guys. I think it's a difference between the patch and unpatched version of the game. I heard this story from quite a few people. Now you have to do what's called a boat-to-boat jump. This can be extremely awkward. When you think you're ready, just very carefully jump from boat to boat. There we go. Now this is the tricky part. We need to beach this boat. So what you need to do is you need to drive the boat all the way up here to this sort of area. I'll see you there. So yep guys, I'm getting near the location now. You should see that porter tunnel just below you. And that means you're in the right spot. So basically I've arrived, I'm in this location here. Now we have to make a beach. And this is a really fiddly part because you have to beach the boat onto the road just behind the stadium. And I know quite a good way to do this, but it is pretty tricky. So this might take you a few attempts. And also, if you fail to beach it, then I would restart if you're on the PS2, because you simply just will not make it to the safe house without this blowing up. PSP players can just keep pushing it, regardless of how blown up it is, because you can always restore it in the garage. But I think for complete sake, you need to have it intact, otherwise it's so hard to restore it in the garage. So you need to be very careful about this. So basically, yeah, just drive your boat back. And to load the shoreside veil screen, you're going to have to full throttle all the way across. So go for it. Just hope for the best. There we go. Now what we have to do is push it all the way back to the garage. Now this will seem like a nightmare, but it really isn't too bad. You basically just push it sort of down here, along here, down here, up this road, into the hideout. So what you need to do is just try and steal a bunch of vehicles, or you can push it by foot, but that does take quite a long time. At least it's quite easy to push, so it's not too bad. If you push it from the sides, it really moves quite well. But I would steal a vehicle. So yeah, just make sure you don't track to wanted level, if you can avoid it. Oh, they'll always try and steal the car back, the taxi drivers. You can just steal another taxi. Bugger off. Now carefully push this, do not be too aggressive. otherwise you're going to damage the boat. It's a fiddly push, so you've got to be very patient. I'm not going to film the whole journey because it will take a while, but you know, use some strong vehicles like Securicars or trucks. Anything that's big and heavy will do a good job. Flatbed is amazing. Flatbed's probably the best natural vehicle you'll find to do the job. And also there's actually a fire truck station further down, which could be quite potentially useful. However, what you have to understand is the stronger the vehicle, the more damage you're going to do to the boat. So, you know, you have to take the risk in your own hands. You know, sometimes you're going to get unlucky, sometimes you'll get lucky. It just completely depends on your, you know, personal preference of how you go about obtaining this bulletproof, fireproof, explosion-proof speeder. So yeah, I'll see you a bit later on. Yeah guys, I'm back with another tip. The Blista car, which is this car I'm in, very commonly found. It is probably one of the best vehicles you can use for pushing this boat, because not only does it not damage the boat very much, but it can push it tremendously quickly at the same time. So I think for PS2 users, you definitely want to use the Blista to push the boats. Do not use anything else, because any like heavy truck will just damage the boat too much, and you'll eventually regret it from day one. So I think if you're a PS2 user, definitely use the Blista. The best car to do the pushing job. You know, don't use trucks, just use the Blista. Because trucks, even though they push it better, you know, you're going to damage the boat in the process. So look at that, I mean, that's, you know, incredible. And now, since we've reached the car park, I normally go a bit further down towards the fire station, and then I go up the road from there, sort of this way. There's no point going there, because then you have to turn around again. You might as well keep going a straight line. Just follow the traffic for a bit. So as you can see, I've made it all this way. I haven't made the boat smoke yet. It's really annoying when you're on the other side of the road though. So very careful pushing. I'm sure you'll easily make it to the garage. However, if the boat is smoking a lot, and you're quite near the garage, if I were you, I'd push it by foot. But the problem is, you have these gang members that really will irritate you and piss you off. So you need to be pretty cautious. So I think you get the point now. I'll see you at the garage. Thanks for watching. So yep guys, I finally made it to the garage, as you can see. I didn't use any trucks, so I could preserve the life of the boat a bit more. But nevertheless, it was a very tedious push. Now I just have to get my stuff out of the garage, as such. Yeah, just like put them out of the way. Now as long as it hasn't blown up, you can take as much time as you want getting these cars out, and also getting the boat in the garage. You can take as much time as you need, because when it's not blown up, it doesn't vanish from the garage. As long as the garage door doesn't force itself shut, it'll be fine. So you can take as much time as you want. So if you're on the PS2, I would actually recommend not using heavy vehicles to push the boat, otherwise you're going to damage it. You know, just take your time getting this in, you'll be fine. If you're on a PSP and the thing's blown up, just use a heavy vehicle, because it'll be quicker. On the PS2, you have to be a little bit more strategic with your approach to obtaining these vehicles. So now, the first step you do is try and push it straight, like that, into the garage. Push it in a straight line. And then afterwards, you're going to rotate it. So try and get the nose in. Kind of like that. It is very fiddly. Now when it's like that, now you can get the pushing vehicle out of the way, because that doesn't need to be there anymore. Sorry, not the pushing vehicle, the jamming up vehicle, you could say. So now I'm going to use the pushing vehicle to do the rest of the work. considering the door's not going to close because the boat's halfway in. Oh, that was almost a fail. Now what you do, is just carefully push it around. Kind of like that. Well, yeah, kind of like that. Now I can push it around the other way. So yeah, you can see how it kind of just folds over. So I think that is pretty much in. Just let the garage door close, and it should be okay. This is when heavy vehicles become a nuisance. You can't get them out of the way. And there we go. You have a bulletproof, fireproof, explosion-proof speeder. Let's check for properties. It's not damage-proof, by the way, so it's not comprehensive-proof. I think you get the point. Yeah, I don't have any explosives, but I'm sure you can take my word for it. It is explosion-proof, because if you use a rocket launcher on it, or if you have any vehicle blowing up next to it, the boat just won't move. It won't budge. Even when it's blown up, it just won't move from the impact of the explosion. Anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, thanks for watching.